That's the correct screen. Hello, how you doing? All right. So, feels like it's been a while. I didn't stream on Saturday because I was out being irresponsible with my wallet. I ended up going to a few retro stores with a friend, and I ended up picking up a few things. Oh, I'd already had that one. There we go. But yeah, so I picked up. Hello, Bridgewater. How you doing? I picked up some unlicensed carts. This is one of them. The other one. Yeah. The other one's one. This is the other one here. It's got a switch on the back of it, so like you can choose which attack mode it goes into, really, for defeating the CSE chip. Which doesn't actually matter for me because I've disabled mine, but I mean, I don't know. I still find it really interesting what they did in these carts to defeat that stupid thing. Just setting into dinner. Nice. Anything good? Yeah, I got another light gun Zapper game that I can't play yet because my TV is still face down. I should probably get around to fixing that. And the last one I got is something that I had to finally actually get a physical copy of because of that task I started on this thing. So I couldn't pass this one up. It was only a few bucks, so I had to get that one too. It's a terrible, terrible game. And I can't stand how this one's got the little dimple thing. You can kind of see it on the back there, so it doesn't lay flat against other carts. Ooh, pork rice, some rice with pork sausage and pickled fish. That sounds pretty good, actually. Nice, not bad. I just had some soup. Oh, and I also got one of these things in like mint condition, which I'm excited about. Yeah, come on, if this thing will come out of it. Hang on, there it goes. I got myself a 4 score, which is in beautiful condition. I love it so far. I have the box render somewhere too, but and it works absolutely beautifully. Yeah, and it's a first party too, so it's not like some knockoff whatever. It's actually a first party 4 score. So, why did my music stop? Oh no, are they having trouble again? Oh, there it goes. Okay. There it goes. Yeah, and I've also got some other controllers as well, so that's fun. 2026 to make a speech about it. I don't know. I'm bad at speeches. I'm not good at that kind of stuff. But when was it? On Thursday and Friday, I actually made some progress on 4 score and 7 years ago. I see. I get it now. Why is my camera all screwy? Come on. There it is. What was oh, right. Thursday and Friday, I got a little further on reversing the I don't know where it went. The tape drive thing, the study box. No, I'm not reaching for it. Yeah, so I'm getting a little further with that, which is nice. I spent like all of Friday working on that thing, figuring out what certain things do and whatnot. I might have to change my approach a little bit and write up a bunch of Lua to help me out. But yeah, that's not tonight. That's not tonight though. Instead tonight, you'll probably notice that I broke the colors again. That was on purpose, mind you, because I started to change around some of the colors in the game itself. Because I mean, like I had mentioned last week sometime, I wasn't really happy with the green. Well, I've mentioned a lot the green background stuff a lot. The green background for everything. So I changed it to black. and I put a brick wall there instead. Still working on it. But putting this in there made me realize that I really need to go ahead with my plans for what's it? Palettes for meta tiles, right? So each meta tile can have their own palette ID essentially. So I think I'm gonna work on that tonight. See how far I can get with that. I've got a bunch of notes that I wrote today when I should have been doing work, but yeah. So essentially, I'm going to be buffering some attribute bytes. Not the whole tables though, because I don't really care about the whole tables. Just the playfield bytes. So where is this somewhere? I haven't started writing any of the code for this, but all right, so it'll probably be in here somewhere. But yes, it'll only be 32 bytes for the entire playfield for both screens. So yeah, the bits that I'm worried about. Let me actually make this a little bit bigger. Are well, only 4 rows of meta tiles, and that works out to 2 rows of attribute data. So each square here, each little square. Let me actually get rid of the scroll overlay for now. Each blue square is 1/2 of a nibble of the attribute table. So two bits of the attribute table. So 4 of these make up a whole byte, right? So you can where's oh right, so it's the attribute data at the bottom there. So all these 4 right here are 27DA. These guys over here are 27BD, and so on and so forth. So the playfield, the part of the map of the screen rather that actually changes, either due to above ground obstacles or below ground obstacles, like that stuff right there. Slide is only within these two attribute rows. So I only need to buffer 16 bytes per screen. So yeah, still working on figuring out the tape format for the study box. Finally cracked the process of getting from a series of audio samples to a bit stream earlier today. Yeah, I saw you mentioned that in Discord. Nice. Have the byte encoding sorted soon. That sounds exciting. But yeah, so hopefully I can get this squared away tonight, so I can have a bit more freedom with the colors themselves. That'll allow, for instance, the ground texture to have a different color than the spikes themselves, and it'll offer me a little bit more freedom. And I could reuse the palette that the Skyline's using for obstacles, for instance, or you know something else somewhere else. But yeah. So that's what we're gonna try to do today. So let's start with defining a buffer. There's gonna be two parts of this. There's gonna be the entire playfield in RAM, and there's also gonna be a write buffer as well. Yeah. I'll keep it the same as this here. Outer columns.res. That's going to be 64. No, 64. 60. I said 64 and wrote 34, but it's going to be 32. That's wrong entirely. Address.res 2. Okay, so this right here is going to be the PPU address that the for the top byte in the column. Paperfan Games, how you doing? The man, the myth, the legend. How's your night going, or day? Welcome. So I need the buffer as well. res 2. That's only gonna be 2 bytes because that's gonna be a single column. And PPU address of the top live first attribute byte in the column, like that. This is going to be all the attribute columns. All right. Oh, and I might need to push out the line at where it generates the map a little bit, because I don't know if it's far enough. Honestly, it might be, but I don't. So I don't want it to. Yeah, no worries. I don't want it to change the colors when it's on screen. I want it to do it off screen before it scrolls there. Now I've got like a 2-column buffer, which should, in theory, be fine. We're gonna find out. Welcome, number 1. 2, I don't think anyone will do your homework for you. But if you have like questions, someone might be able to help you. Yeah, so we've got that, and now I just need to figure out the actual like formats and crap. Our game? Fargo Bitwise, how you doing? Alright, roll it down there. So essentially I want to assign an attribute value to these meta tiles here. So each one can have their own, well, not their own unique palette, because I only have 4 palettes across all of them, but they can use certain ones, right? So I can choose which ones they use. Yeah, and I think sky is like the background, right? Yeah, background, that's the ground. Okay, so here are the actual palettes right there. So the first one, this guy here doesn't actually matter. Right here, like this data doesn't matter at all, because that is overwritten by when the background is actually drawn. Let's actually move this to a different window. Then what's it? Background. Yeah, so that first palette there, this background palette is overwritten with whatever is in right there, really, for the for the skyline. Every single time it's taken forever to get to the next song. This isn't. Come on, guys. They're having some trouble, I guess, with their servers. Yeah, originally I briefly thought, I could assign a palette to like meta column. I'm like, wait a minute, that won't work at all, because I mix meta tiles all the time in this. Yeah, I'm gonna tack them on the end of this, and I think I'm also going to switch up how these are stored as well. Because each of these meta tiles is guaranteed essentially to be 4 total tiles. And right now I have them arranged in a square on the character file in the character ROM, or in the pattern table. Where is it? So this right here. So I have them arranged in a. Let me put this up in a sprite. It'll look better. There it goes. So I've got them arranged in 2x2, right? But I might be able to just arrange them in a line. So, for instance, this guy right here. These are the 2 spikes, right? Oh no, let's not use that as an example. Let's use the fire hydrant as an example. So I'm gonna copy that over here for now. So instead of storing it like this in RAM, or in ROM rather, instead I would store it like this. Right there. That way, I could give, I could just list out the first tile ID for this, and then I can just assume or guarantee that the next 3 tiles, so a total of 4 tiles, make up that meta tile. I haven't actually looked into if that's going to be an easy thing to do, so I'm not going to start with that. I don't think I'll start with just adding the attribute data. But yeah, so that'll rearrange all this stuff and make it a little bit more difficult to work with, honestly. But I think it could make for a little bit cleaner code. I don't need to do it yet, but you know, it's coming. It's coming. I might want to get a little further on some of my utility programs for that, so I can give it, for instance, a 16x16 file. Bitmap that just has, for example, just that in it, right? So the bitmap will be teeny tiny, and it would take that and spit it out in a single row, 4 columns kind of thing, and then I just concatenate that onto the other stuff. Not there yet with that. I haven't even tried doing that yet in the utilities, but so I don't think I'm gonna get to that tonight. I might, but we'll see. Right, this guy is going to be 2, as well as this guy. That's also going to be 2. Meta obstacle I think is 3 for now, and let's make the pit 3. Yeah. Meta nothing. Nothing. Oh, that's the pit blank area. Yeah, let's give that one 2. A fire hydrant. Let's give that one a 1. It's gonna look really weird, but wait, that's gonna be. Wait a minute. I'm off by a bunch. The ground is actually this guy right here, I think, isn't it? Yeah, ground's the second one, which is ID 1. And these guys are the last one, which aren't actually used right now. I don't have anything in that. Nothing useful anyway, so that's all gonna be 2. Oh, did that just change everything else? Like, what did that also change? It's changing something. Oh, it's just scrolling on me. That's all it's doing. All right. I saw it change the numbers for the line numbers, and it was just scrolling on me. Yeah, but a sky. That's gonna be. Come on. Another 2, I guess. That's gonna be a 1. Wait a minute. 1, 2. That's gonna be a 2. Okay. All right. And yes, these are the decimal representations of these, but it doesn't really matter too much. Okay, so now we need to go to the code that decodes those meta tiles. Or no, before that, we need to clear out the attribute table. No, not the attribute table, the attribute, well, not buffer, because the buffer is to draw, not the draw buffer, the cache, Where do I, oh, and the first 16 columns, right there, and this is going to be, in it, the attribute columns. Oh, I can just do that up there. And then store that into, what do I call it again? Outer columns. X, increment X. Let's do that twice. Compare X to 16 times 2. Yeah. Because each screen is going to have 16 bytes to the thing. Alright, and I also want to clear out the buffer and the address. Like that. Okay. Oh, and I'm going to need a flag saying whether or not it's ready to draw to the screen, aren't I? Well, don't I have a background ready or something like that? Maybe. Column ready, that's what it is. We're gonna reuse this. Currently we're only using a single bit of that, I believe. I think I'm setting all of it to FF though, so that's gonna have to change. Yeah. So V is the first one, I think? Right? Oh no, I want the compare bit anyway. The compare instruction. Where is it? Branch, jump, overflow. No, compare. There it is. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's the bit instruction, not the compare instruction, which is down here. Alright. Instruction reflects a negative flag. The view flag is 6. Okay, so. Okay, so this one is checking for the second, or the bit number 6. Right here. So that's going to be 4. 80 equals actually ready, like that. Column ready is going to be toss on 80 and equals. I did them backwards. I did them backwards. Okay. Alright, now capitalization matters, by the way, so these will not collide. Yeah. I think I set that somewhere. Or rather, I'd have to unset that. Oops. In here somewhere, like. Is that set or is that unset or something? G, what is G? cc65.github.io. Documentation. C65. Control F -G. Debug info. That's not it. Okay. At any rate, it's not. It is case sensitive, so we should be all right there. Right. Yeah, we're fine. Did that do what I thought? Okay. Yeah. So this is going to no. Column ready and that with, or no, or it with column ready. Okay. Yeah. Draw column, no draw. And then we're going to bid it again. And branch minus. Fozzie Wozzie, how you doing? What is this from Micah? I am working on 8-bit assembly. How you doing? I'm for the NES, old school Nintendo. Forgive the colors. I'm currently working on making them not garbage. But how you doing? Yeah, so I'm working on a game that's an infinite runner essentially. So you jump over obstacles, and the further you get, the higher your score. And it's all generated based on the seed at the bottom of the screen there. That changes every time you start it up, unless you like die and retry. But yeah, welcome. How you doing? Branch minus no branch plus, is that BPL? That is BPL, right? Like I'm not. Yeah, branch plus. No adder. Oh, no adder. No adder. Like that. Draw attribute. Okay. So that doesn't exist yet. We're going to have to make that. That one actually will be rather straightforward for that. I want to put it next to this guy, though. Draw column. Okay. Draw the attribute buffer to the screen. All right, so this one is going to take where is it? Is going to take whatever's in here in this buffer and draw it to the screen on that address right there. Yeah. And we're going to move this out of there. Out of the draw column. Because we do not want it resetting. We don't want it resetting there. Because then the draw attribute will never actually trigger. So instead, we're going to put that down here. Attribute. All right, so this is going to load up some stuff, or 2002. Load up the address. Store that into 2006. Oops. Do the same thing for the second half of it. You know what? Actually, let's switch these around. So it's going to be a proper address with the low byte first. All right, so it's going to be flipped around. So that way, I can load up. Darius, how you doing? Darius? Welcome. Hello. Glad you're enjoying it. So then we're going to load up the first byte here. Art buffer. Add a buffer, and then we're going to store that into 2007. Actually, let's... That's Mexico. I'm going to load that up in X. Or... Does that even actually matter if... Because I'm loading it from an absolute address. Yeah, so that's only 3 cycles. So to reload that, I mean... I don't... It's only going to be another 3 cycles versus... putting... Oh, wait, no, that's... 4 cycles, and that's going to be another 4 cycles. So that won't change any. That's 2 cycles, though. Yeah, I'll do it this way instead. So I'm loading up the low address here. Transfer X to A, and then clear carry, and add carry 8. And store that. Oh, shoot. Add carry 8. Load X. Adder address +1. Store X into 2006. And store A into 2006. Okay, that's convoluted. And I don't know if I want. I don't know if I want to keep it that way just to save like 4 cycles or whatever it is. Now. Did I learn assembly documentation first, or are you going by the flow? So I did actually read like half of a manual before I started actually writing anything. The manual I read is over there. So the manual and the appendice. Well, the appendix I have here for reference. There are other resources out there that have 6502. What's it? Instructions laid out probably better than what's here, but I don't know. This is just what I've been using. So, this right here is the first link. There is a link to this manual from 1976 from Moss Microcomputers. So this is just a standard 6502 programming manual from the guys that made the chip. So like 90% of this is applicable to the NES. The only bit that really isn't applicable to the NES is let's see, the decimal mode. So the NES doesn't have a decimal mode in it. That was removed. I'm assuming to make room for the APU, which is the sound unit on the chip. But I mean, that's not too big of a deal. Alright, so I'm going to comment this out for now. Like that. I'm going to comment this out for now. And put something in there that's not as confusing looking. Right, so we want to write a column of 2 bytes, essentially. So the first byte, we just use the address as stored. But for the second byte, we need to add 8 to it. And I don't think that will actually ever overflow. The D file? Really? What for? Like something just arbitrary? Because like the decimal mode doesn't exist on the NES. I mean, the flag does because they just whatever, but it's. Can you check for decimal mode? Like, is there like a check for that? Because you can clear it, or set it, or set it. But can you check for it? The return context. Oh, you're right. Push the stack. It pushed the status to the stack. Pull it from the stack to the accumulator and then bit it. You are right. I didn't think of that. So I've never used PHP. I've never used the instruction PHP. I've used the language, but that's relevant here. Yeah, so then that you could check for any status then essentially. Don't know why it does it, but it's possible. Yeah, I don't know why it does a lot of things either. I found out, by the way, that 3C value isn't actually bogus. It just looks bogus because the study box just draws across the entire screen, across all 4 name tables, by the way. I think it actually uses 4 name table mode. I think, because it otherwise it draws to both name tables twice. But it draws the value 3C to all 4 name tables. I thought that was a weird bogus value at first, but it turns out, no, that's the blank value that it's using in the pattern table that isn't loaded yet. If I never use the PHP language again, it'll be too soon. Right? I agree on that one. Alright, so here we need to load up the attribute address, the low byte, which is the first byte in this. Yeah, it's the first byte. Clear carry, add carry, 8. And we don't need to store it anywhere. We just need to, well, let me rephrase. We don't need to save that anywhere. We just need to store it in, or write it to, the PPU in a second. Well, I need to write the other one first, though. So I do need to grab this guy and rewrite that one because the address changed. It incremented by 1, but we wanted to increment by, well, 8 instead of 1. So we need to reload it and then add 8 to the address in the register and then rewrite that. Given some of the other stuff in that ROM, I wouldn't be surprised if it was for simple horizontally mirror. I don't know. So it's not horizontally mirrored because there's screens that jump between the two horizontally. It might be vertically mirrored, but it's not horizontally mirrored. Because, for instance, if I set the bit where it thinks there's no power supply plugged in, I forget which one it is. It uses name tables 0 and 1, and it flips between the two. One of them is a picture that I posted to Discord, and the other is a message that I assume says "plug me in." I haven't translated it, but I assume that's what it says. Yeah, and I haven't seen it use the bottom 2 name tables yet. But yeah, so I'm just going on speculation at this point from its initialization code, which writes to all 4 name tables. So that the ROM that I had was only in like 2 name table mode or whatever. So it looked a little weird when I was doing it, right? It was writing 2 name tables twice, but then I looked again. I'm like, wait a minute, these addresses are for 4 name tables. On the other hand, it has CHR RAM, and there's no indication of a mirror control or bank switch for it. Yeah. Is it enough RAM to populate all 4 name tables? For the hardware itself, I don't know. I can't find the exact specs for the chips. I only know that they are SRAM. I know that they're RAM chips, but I don't know their exact size for each chip, for any of this stuff. So I don't know. I don't know. It could be that, like, you know, one of these is a pattern table and the other is name table RAM or something to that effect. I have no idea. Yeah. So I think they're the same chip. I think. I actually bought one of these too, a magnifying glass, so I can see these things a little bit better. Yeah, they're the same exact chip. But there's two sets of chips. So these two are these two are the same, and these two are the same. But I don't know the exact sizes of them. I wouldn't be able to tell. I'm not sure. The ones with 2 discs in the part number are probably 32KX8. So these are SRM 2064M with 15 in lowercase, or not lowercase, but small. And these guys are hooked up to the PPU side of the cartridge connector. These guys are, I believe, hooked up to the CPU side. I haven't finished tracing these out though, but this guy is certainly ROM, because it's hooked up to the CPU side of the cartridge connector. But yeah, like I said before, I haven't finished tracing that out yet, but I'll get there. I'll get there. One of these days. Did you hear that? The boing. I hit my glass of water here, so it's a good thing it didn't like shatter and make a mess. That would have been not fun. 2064. I think so. I think that's what I said, right? Correct. 2064M with a little 16. All right. I mean, I have yet to see if it actually uses all 4 NAND tables like that, or if it just blanket clears them for whatever reason. I don't know. I admittedly have only gotten like 3 or 4 frames into the initialization, give or take. So, yeah. All right, so this is going to be right address of top byte, right top byte. Come on. Right address of second byte. Add 8 first. Yeah. We also don't know if there's a mirror switch control. Right. Right. I haven't tried to see if Meson or FCUX, for the matter, implements a mirror switch. And I don't remember what mode it starts up in, because the original ROM that I found that we found on that what's it, the Russian site, was a 2 name table mode, but I forget the orientation of it. But yeah, it would have to be vertically mirrored. Otherwise, that status screen wouldn't work at all. The plug me in status screen, because it goes horizontally. So if it was mirrored horizontally, it wouldn't work. I don't think. So I don't think it might, but I don't think it would. All right, so I can't test this yet. Because I don't have anything loaded in there at all. So So I need to load up some stuff into. Actually, do I even need this? I don't think I do. Well, I mean, I might for the very. Actually, no, not for the very first screen. I wouldn't need it because that screen's going to be a known state. It's going to be always no obstacles. So it's going to be the same meta column for times 16 or whatever. So I could still fill the screen with that. So I don't think I need to know the entire screen's attribute data. The FCUX source makes more believable claims about the overall hardware, but the NES source does more towards actually making the thing go. Nowhere near as much as the unreleased Darkness stuff. Darkness? But since I'm vanishingly unlikely to release a new version of Darkness. Oh, okay. That doesn't actually help with anything but me. That's fair. See, I don't think I need to save all of the attribute stuff. I only need the next column, essentially, the buffered column, because I'm not doing any collision with it. So I don't need to keep track of where like the player character is in relation to any of that stuff. I do for the tile column, so I need to keep that in memory. In RAM. But I don't need to do that to the attribute stuff, the attribute data, because I'm just writing that to screen once and forgetting about it. $2001. Oh boy. That was a while ago. Yeah, so let's it's old enough to vote. My god. So let's just remove that. So we've only got the buffer and the address, and we don't actually need the attribute ready because that's in a different byte entirely. We're using the column ready byte for that. It's still technically a column. It's just not a tile column. It's a attribute column. I'm just not differentiating. Yeah. All right. So now I need to actually get data into that buffer right there. So that's gonna have to happen in the generate column. Okay. Generate column. That's going to have to happen here. All right, metacolumn definitions. This loads up the metacolumn itself. Load metacolumn. Okay. And somewhere in here. Wait a minute. Buffer column? I think this is what I need here. Is the buffer column. Jump loop. Oh, I don't return from this, do I? No, I do. I return right there. Oh, right, because these can be called independently. Because if I generate a column, it can still... Oh, boy. It can buffer more than it generates. Or it can generate more than it can buffer, rather. Well, actually, that shouldn't matter. No, because the buffer column looks up tile indices, and that all happens. That all deals with this right here. That the buffer column actually looks this stuff up, so that should be fine, actually. Okay. Alright, medical buffer, column ready. Right, so this sets yes, we're ready for a column. So the attribute stuff will only be ready if there's a column ready to draw, a tile column. There's not going to be a time where there's only attribute data to draw and no tile data to draw. There will be times when there's tile data to draw but no attribute, but that's like every other frame that's going to be. Alright, address load tile loop. Load the address tile definition. Yeah. Transfer the tiles to the buffer. So this right here is the actual tile itself. Check for overflow, check for overflow, check for overflow. Okay. Wait, that buffer needs to be... Oh no, it's only two. It's only two. Okay. So in here, I need to figure out which bits of the attribute data are affected. Because it's vertical and it makes things more complicated. Because of course it does. So let me bring up my reference right here real quick. Attribute tables. All right. So this over here is a representation of the attribute table, the attribute byte itself, right? Or this right here. Here we go. So each column is either going to update these two and these two bytes, or these two and these two bytes. So depending on depending on if it's, well, which one it is which one I write to. And I think I can just piggyback off of the attribute ready status to determine that, because that's also going to change every other frame. Yeah. Right? Yeah. In fact, so let's go up here. Then we're gonna bit column ready. Branch plus an attribute. That's no attribute as in don't update the attribute. Right? No, I can't do it this way. Because at this point in the frame, the attribute bit, the ready attribute bit will never be 1. It will never be set. So I can't do it this way. Oh, well, what I can do is I can just load it and it with 0, 1. Let's just use that. Let's just use the lower bit, the lowest bit of that. And branch on equal. No. Hang on. Where is it? Oh, I had it. I just had it. I just had it. Where'd it go? I'm already using the high bit for the column itself. So I'm already using the two high bits. So one of them is the column ready, right? For the tile column. And when the attribute column is ready to be written, the other bit's being set. So right here. So I'm already using both of those. Yes, correct. All right. Fix the accumulator. Sets a 0 flag if the result in the accumulator is 0. Those are sets a 0 flag. So if I AND those two, if it's 1 and I AND them, it won't be 0. So there'll be branch, equal, equal, because that's 0. Otherwise, we just want to increment column ready. Like that. Oh. I think. Wait a minute. This could break things. I don't know if I want to use this then. For now, let's actually use a different variable, because I'm writing 0 to column ready whenever a column's drawn, and I think a few other places as well. Yeah. So let's keep it kind of simple or simpler. Like that. So this is, oh, there it goes. That's not true anymore. All right. I'm not doing that. Actually, no. Ah. Why does this happen every once in a while? Like I'll click for whatever reason somewhere, and it'll think I'm holding the button. I think my mouse is being a piece of garbage. No, I wasn't thinking correctly on this one. That's not going to be the attribute ready. The attribute ready stays there. Instead, oh, come on. Attribute odd. An odd write to the bytes. Because I need to know if it's the first or second write to these things. To the bytes. That way I know if it's the right column or the left column. Or right column, left column. Yeah. They're odd. Oops. And BVS. It doesn't actually matter which one it is. Even. Okay. Okay, so when it's odd, we need to load up column ready and OR it with attribute ready. Store that back into column ready, like that. Actually, would I be able to just use... I probably still have this wrong. I'm probably going to come back to that. Check for left, right of attribute bytes. Okay. So this guy is going to load up a tile. So that loads the address of the meta tile definition. This right here is loading up the actual data for it, and then we're gonna increment meta tile adder. Again, that's the overflow thing. Meta tile adder at X, and this is going to be the attribute byte. So we need to load this up. We need to duplicate it as well, or we need to write it to two bytes, either the left or the right side of these bytes. So yeah, we're gonna be writing like 4 times. But first, we need to ASL A 4 times. Yeah. So we're going to default to the right-hand side of everything. Like that. What are my addressing modes for ORing? All of them. Beautiful. There we go. So we're gonna OR it with itself again. Yeah. So now we're defaulting on. We have the value that we need if it's the right-hand side of the tile. I also need to know which column this is. If this is the no, which I was wrong. I was wrong. No, we're not doing that. Because that's for a column itself. But each tile in that column can be a different attribute. So instead, I need to go by Y. I need to go by that divided by 2, really. Terminally Nerdy, how you doing? Good evening. All right, okay, at the beginning of the loop, I load up X, so I can clobber X here. So we're not doing that at all. We're loading up. We have the attribute data in A now. Now we need to figure out where it goes. So we're transferring Y to A, and we need to shift that right by 1. What sorcery am I attempting to create this evening? So, I've been thinking about it for a while. Thinking about doing it for a while, implementing it for a while. But I am giving each meta tile a attribute definition. So I can have each meta tile use a different palette. Different colors. Why is everything redrawn? So instead of having like one set of colors for this row, another set of colors for this row, and just keeping those colors immutable, I want to be able to say, no, but this is a fire hydrant, it gets this palette over here. This one's the pit, it gets this palette over here instead. Like this is the ground, this gets palette number 2 or whatever. So that's the idea. It's a bit shifting sorcery is going on that I think I understand myself. We'll find out when it blows up on the screen. That'll be fun. So writing there's 2 stages to it. Obviously, there's the figuring out what the data is supposed to be, and then the second stage of that is writing the data to the screen. The second stage is really easy to do because it's very straightforward, right? It's just, hey, take these pre-calculated values and throw them at the PPU. So that's already written. It took me about 5 minutes. The other end of that, of figuring out what the data should be, that pre-calculated data, that's difficult. More difficult. That's a bit more difficult. Yeah. They should be painted yellow and smell of ammonia. Yeah, but I don't think there's like a smell emitter on the NES. So I mean, you know, we're just gonna take what we can get. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the shift instructions. What was it? Right? Shift one bit right. LSR. LSR A. So that's dividing it by 2. Right? Yeah, because we don't actually care about the carry here. The JoJo. Yeah, I haven't actually watched. I need to watch JoJo. I haven't done it. I'm well aware of the memes around it, but all right. So we divide by 2 here to figure out some stuff. What are we trying to figure out here? Right, because there we go. These each quarter of a byte is 2 tiles, right? So we want to get that down to, you know, 1 tile essentially. Then he's going to the 3rd season, which is Jotaro. Is it self-aware? I don't know. It's a comedic satire-ish kind of anime show. I haven't watched it myself, so I'm probably off base on that, but yeah. So I think my logic is correct with this. So this right here is counting to 8, right? So each of these columns is 2 high, or 8 high. I divide that by 2, and I get the meta column, the meta tile in that column. Right. So then from that, I should be able to figure out everything else in theory. Right? Yes, because it's still okay. So it's still crossing 2 bytes, but it's a side of a byte that we need to figure out. Right. And I saw there's still 1, 2, there's still like 8 positions I need to figure out. So this limits it to 4 positions, which is the verticality of it, not which horizontal byte it is, the horizontal piece of the byte. Right. Yeah. All right. So I need to compare that to something like 3, and branch on carry set to bottom attribute, right? Because carry set is greater than or equal to, correct? Greater than or equal to, yes. Okay. No, I need to make that 2. Because starts 0. So 0 and 1 is the top. It's the top attribute byte. 2 and 3 is the bottom attribute byte. Yeah. Okay, so we've got. So what's the top attribute byte now? Well, for this one's the top attribute byte. Now we need to figure out if it's left or right. No, we need to figure out further if it's the top half of. Doesn't much I don't need to remember what the flags may just use equal to test condition. Listen, here you go. I might actually just use a lookup table instead for this. So I divide it by 2, and I'll just use a lookup table to figure out how many times I need to shift it. That'll work, right? Yeah, so let's go on the bottom there. I do a shift table. Wait. Okay, so if it's 1, I need to shift it a bunch. Right? Wait. I still need to know if it's top or bottom. Yeah, I just need to know. Wait a minute. Left or right? Ah, jeez. Because that'll depend on how much I shift it. Right? So the attribute is these meta tiles do not take up a full attribute byte. Or half of one for that matter. They take up a quarter of the attribute byte. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, never mind. I see what you're saying. So store it instead where I've got this data across all 4 possible positions. And then over here, I just mask out the ones I don't want, only leaving the one I do want. Right? I see what you're saying. Probably, but I don't remember it. Yeah. Give me this guy. Oh, well, that's gonna just be F. And that, no, what's AA, these guys? $sign AA. And 1 is 5.5, right? Yeah, 1's 5.5. A while, probably. I don't know. I think there's a followage command that'll tell you how long you followed. Come on. Pretzel. Come on, please. Don't do this to me. There it goes. Alright. So, this last byte here is attribute data. Shortly before, that's September, October? September. So I think I started, I think I started this, like, my first stream in October. I think. When was it? Because I actually have the VOD of that. Of the first runner stream. October 2nd. Yeah. Jojo, how you doing? Yeah. So yeah, since September. It's a while. That's a while. I started this project in October. So. A bizarre adventure, right? But yeah, that's a bunch. That's a bunch. That was just the VOD playlist I have on YouTube, by the way. Anyone wondering? Right, the brainstorming ones. So those were the first 2 streams for this project, where I was trying to figure out what I was going to do next. I was going to do like a maze-looking game at first, until someone suggested otherwise. I have that actually written down somewhere, I think. Because I think I wanted to drop them in the credits just because. Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while, but yeah. Okay. Here, linger? Longer, you mean, right? Alright, so this is going to be... Actually, it's not going to be a shift lookup, it's going to be a mask lookup. Right, so for the right bit, so this is going to be increment through the columns. Neural how you doing? It's great that you're offering free education. Well, I'm not like being a teacher in this because I'm learning myself, so I don't. But I hope it's educational. That'd be great. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. So yeah, so we're gonna go down the left column and then the right column. Yeah, so that's how I'm gonna order them here. So it's gonna be C0, byte, C0, and then these two. I didn't need to do that in the calculator. 0C. Then, no, it's not gonna be 80. It was gonna be like A or somewhere. No, 3 and 30, or 30 and 3. For your wrong education, right? Yeah. So there's like 3 people ish, maybe, that were around for my first stream. So thank you. I can't claim full responsibility for that, but thank you. So this is just for a single byte. So I still need to figure out if it's the top half or the bottom half, the top byte or the bottom byte, because the mask won't tell me that. But so I need to figure out which byte to actually write to. Right. So after that, I need to divide it by another 2. Okay. Right? Maybe? I think so. I like my banner. I like it a lot. And this, now, is going to be the lookup for this table over here. So we transfer that to X, then load a attribute mask lookup at X. Actually, can I? What's the modes for anding? Beautiful, beautiful. Just from 1 divided by 2. So we're not going to do this yet. I don't think. Hang on. Because I need to figure out what the data to write, and then... Oh wait, hang on. Let me crash. Just guess for now. Don't want to crash into us, guys. Yeah, don't do that. Hey, how you doing, Meshu? Welcome. Yeah. So divide by 2. So this figures out the top or bottom. Divide by 2 again to figure out left or right. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I do not. No, I did not stream C# and SQL because I did that for work and I don't want to do it on stream. This is more fun than that. I'm confusing myself with this. Because this right here is left and right. So I need this lookup to be something else. Eder, let's shorten that. Eder mask. Left. Eder mask. Right. So the left one's only going to be 2 bytes wide, and the right one's also only going to be 2 bytes wide. Yeah. I just want something I heard about someone trying to get access to a Bureau building in late 2001 while having a pocket knife in their possession. What, am I going to hijack this building and fly into an airplane? 2011. Got okay. I've forgotten which year it was. What year is it? Yeah. Jumanji, I think that was. Decade even, right? Alright, so this will get it in the range of 0 to 3. This get in the range of 0 to 1. Right? Because at the top, here, 0 to 8. Right? Or 7, really. Okay. I think my logic is correct here. I think. So that loads up the mask byte. So I'm going to grab that, paste it there. First, we're going to load up X to be 0. And we are not loading A here. We are ANDing it. Like that. And here we're going to jump to... next meta tile. Like that. Actually. Hang on. Right, so I need to AND it so that gets the correct mask. And then depending on whether or not it's the first write, I or it to something. Alright, so this is the attribute data that's in the correct spot in A for the upper byte. Right, so here we need to figure out where it's, what side it's going on to. Do you need a mess that's 3FCF and not have it yet? I don't think so, because each meta tile is only going to take up 2 bits total. Or 1/4 of a attribute byte. So the attribute byte is this entire block. Well, is this entire block right here, right? These what, 4x4 16 tiles. This is the inverse of the C03. But it's a different byte entirely, like you say. So each time I generate a column, I am spanning 2 different bytes, but different bits in those bytes. So the first time it'll be like the left column. Yeah, so it'll be the left column right here, and then the second right, it'll be the right column of the thing. But both of those rights span 2 separate bytes. Now. And that's why I have it ordered like this, C00C, because it's vertical. 33cc. Yes, but those 2 meta tiles can be different, so it's 03 and 0C and the reverse of that. Yeah, so it's setting quarters of a byte individually. If that makes any sense. Or half a nibble individually. Alright, what was that other... Was it bidding... Add or odd? For the existing attribute data. No. No, so when I write the attribute data to the screen, I'm going to clear out the buffer. I'm going to make that all zeros. At that point, I can just OR things onto it. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, and I'll do that. I'll zero it when I write it, so it's the logic's a little easier there. In fact, let me do that now before I forget. Clearly, I'm almost drunk enough to do actually paid work. So I'm gonna store that into what's it called? Adder buffer. Adder buffer +1. Well, I'm gonna need to look up table for the addresses for the stupid thing, aren't I? Let me do that too before I forget. While I'm mucking around with tables here. Adder low byte. So this is going to be the same, actually, across the 2 NAND tables. So the low byte's going to be the same across the 2 NAND tables. And I only care about the top attribute byte, which starts at D8. It goes up from there. D9, DA, DB, DC, DD, DE, and then DF, like that. Yeah. And this should always line up with the name table, because unlike the vertical columns on the thing, the attribute, unlike the rows, the columns of the attribute table fit very snugly in the pattern table. So it's exactly 8 bytes across instead of 7.5 bytes down. Like because I was having that issue on the credit screen, where it's got that one row of half a byte essentially that I needed to account for on the credit screen, which was messing things up essentially. It was hiding a name if I ignored it, or hiding a color for a name. Whatever, you get the idea. But I don't have to worry about that here because I'm going horizontally, not vertically, and everything lines up nice vertically, or horizontally. Hello, 3D Code Warrior. How you doing? Welcome. All right, so this is clear it. So buffer. So it's ready for the next. Right. Okay, so I don't need that open anymore. Oh, I can figure out the address stuff here. Start column header tie. As we load up a what's it called? 23. Store that into address. Yes. No. +1. Because I'm storing that one like an actual address for this this time. Yeah. Over here, we're gonna do the same thing. It's gonna be 27, I think, right? Ah, this is 27. Okay, yeah. Not 274, 27. Okay, so this sets up the high byte of the attribute address. So down here, oh no, I'm gonna have to set up the low byte of that somehow. I need to figure that out with the meta column, honestly. I don't know, low byte. But I can divide that by 2 again over here. SLA. No, LSRA. Right? Wait a minute. Hang on, what's going on here? Forget the outcome. Okay. Where does this jump to? Or not that one, this one. Over here. Second name table. Okay, so this is first name table. This is obviously second name table. Let's get rid of that real quick. Okay. So the first negative, I just need to divide that by 2. The meta column address, because the meta columns are 4 bytes long, but the attribute columns are 2 bytes long. Yeah. Meta last buffer. The LSRA. Actually, I can just do. There it goes. A little shuffle there. Offset form. Column lookup. So this isn't a lookup for like a list of attribute columns in memory. It's for a list of attribute columns in this lookup table here. Yeah. Let's see. So it's going to be lookup in X. Oops, there it goes. So I need to do this again. Over there. Oops. Okay. Actually, can I just... this is neither. Hello, unlock gridlock first. This is not C#, this is not C. This is 8-bit assembly for the 6502 processor, which is the processor in the Nintendo Entertainment System. Welcome, by the way. How you doing? Adder byte, adder, low byte. I should probably name that something more pronounceable. I'm not going to bother right now. We're going to store that into adder address. Oh, that's a here's a tongue twister. That's a path. So C is the C hard drive, the C drive. Yeah, that's what that is. It's fine. It's fine. So we don't need to like. Well, I mean. We don't really need to... Okay, so let's not bother with storing and then restoring it. Instead, let's just load it back up. Because that takes the same amount of cycles, I would think, anyway. Right? Because transferring to and from... between Y and A takes 2 cycles a pop. So I have to... It's 2 cycles in, 2 cycles out. Whereas... loading it, absolute, is 4 cycles. So it's less confusing and the same amount of cycles if I just reload it. Yes, I am self-taught with assembly. Yep. So I taught myself in a way that a lot of people probably aren't all that comfortable with, as I just sat down with a manual from 1976 and started reading it. Yeah, so this is an old manual. If you want to have a look at it, it's over here. If you want to follow along. I don't blame you if you don't. By the way, this is throwing that out there. See, I just read through this manual a little bit, and then started a tutorial on NES specific stuff, Nintendo specific stuff, because this is all generic 6502 stuff. Over the course of an hour. Well, I suppose if you already know one assembly language, learning the instructions for another, with the same bit width, is relatively easy or simple, right? Like because Z8 assembly is that the Z8 processor is 8-bit, right? Any tips for where I should start? Not NES Assembly. Not here. So I've seen a lot of people do stuff in Unity, which looks fantastic for some beginner stuff. It depends on how off the wall the architecture is. That's fair. Having a nightmare flash measures waiting assembly for an ARM Cortex micro. Yeah, so the assembly I'm using here is a lot simpler than ARM. Not fun just using the manual. So for ARM, they've got a lot of instructions, right? For the 6502, this right here is the entire set of instructions, and a lot of them are just opposites of each other or variations on a single atomic operation. Like all of these branches, the BCC, BCS, yada 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 yada, they're all the same logic, but they just act on a different bit, on a different bit of a status register. The macro instructions for the TI Raven processor were nuts. All form. I'll take your word for it. But yeah, so I'm using a very simple assembly language for this. The fact that it's an old one, it kind of helps with that. Helps with its simplicity. Alright, so I need to also copy this. Actually, yes, because the buffer is going to be on either name table, right? So it's going to be here. Like that. Barrel shift register? Functional destinations and all? That's foreign to me. Kind of missile? Kind of. Oh, shoot. No, I need this to be up here. And at this point, oops. At this point, it would be cheaper, wouldn't it? To store that value in Y, say. And then just bring it back out of Y afterwards. So I don't have to do the subtraction again. Like that. Because again, this right here, these two operations, this one and this one, are each 2 cycles a pop. Together, they're 4 cycles. Loading this guy up is 4 cycles. This is 2 cycles. This is 3 cycles. So what? 2, 4, 7 cycles. So instead, we just drop that down to 2, or 4 cycles rather, because I'm counting both saving and restoring it. Save for later. Restore from before. One of the microinstructions could rotate a 32-bit value any number of positions and mask out any set of consecutive bits from it, or mask in that set of bits. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. So that's what that used to be. But this needs to be, bam, up there. Right. The ALU was 33 bits wide and had a 24-bit mode, because why not? Wait, that's a few extra bits. What? Oh, wait, so it'd be a 32-bit ALU with, like, a sign bit added on top of that? Is that, am I correct in that, or am I just completely off base? Alright, so at this point, the attribute address should be correct in its entirety. So now I don't have to worry about that. Now I can go back to trying to figure out what I was doing here. I might have a bagel instead. Smurfing, how you doing? Just want some stuff to see you. Yeah, okay. How's life? Forms a Soviet. Yeah. What was the, Good. There it is. Uh-oh. I think this one might have a rip in it too. Where was it? Oh, the bagel's still good though. We're still good. They're not stale. We're fine. We're good. We're good. Ah, see, yeah, this is... You can't see that. It's off screen. That's not an emote. Yes. Yes. I was looking at the stream earlier today. There's a little hole. There's some holes in my bag. You can't really see them because they don't show up very well, but they're there. But I would have been very disappointed if this whole bag was stale, but it's not. So we're good. We're good. We're good. It's okay. Everything's fine. Anyway, so on the correct bits. It's the high or low byte. Bon appetit. Thank you. All right. So figure out if it's a high or low byte. Not there. We're gonna bit this guy. Nah. I'll be fine. I'm not entirely skin and bones. There's a bit more than that. This is Vim. This is Vim. That's not a command. Alright. Makes sense. But yeah, if you want to know the theme for this and the font and all that, I'm using just do !theme. And I'm using GVim because Windows and whatever. I mean, I do have Vim on the command line as well, but I don't know. I don't use it. not there. I have a keyboard again. Keyboards are nice. Keyboards are nice. One of these, yeah. One of these days, you're gonna be 80 looking back. One of these days, I'll do it. Batteries, wireless keyboard. Yeah, I can't stand anything wireless. It's probably why I have a mess of wires on my desk now. So I mean. Yeah. Wait. I already know if it's a high or low byte here. So I did that up here. With not high or low. Left or right. Left or right byte. Firmly anti. Yeah, exactly. Although I do have one wireless thing that was given to me. I didn't buy it, but it was a it's a fight stick that I never use. I don't know why I still had the receiver plugged in, but yeah, the fight stick thing that I never use. I don't even know where it is actually. It's around here somewhere. I don't know where though. A Trojan horse, right? Okay. So, we're gonna bet our odd. Very set to Iran. No. Shoot. I'm gonna have to duplicate this. I want to like use the same, like jump to the same code, but for the top and bottom, but it's can't. I don't think. Well, maybe if I get it written out, I can reduce the duplication on it. Add or odd top. Yeah. All right. Even, so that means left. Right. Okay. So in A, we have the value we want to write. Wait a minute, did I already? Hang on. I don't care if it's left or right here, because I figured that out here. So I don't care if it's left or right. At all. I just need to write that to both bytes. No. I need to write it to one byte. Where do I load the map? This is where I need to do that. Mask left. Right. Okay. Okay, so now the mask is loaded. Right. And we need to load in the data itself. That's what this is here. This is the data itself. And then we need to store it. Wait a minute. Yeah, we need to store this into one of the bytes. So that means we need to OR it with the byte. This is gonna be the top one. So this is gonna be that. I need. Oh. Kobe, how you doing? Yes, correct. The NES is 6502 assembly. Okay, so now I need to it with the current buffer data. Oh, I don't need an offset here because it's only 2 bytes wide. The buffer's only 2 bytes wide. So if it's the top byte, we're just ORing it with that one. If it's the bottom byte is being ORed with that one like that. The next byte. Yeah, there's no decimal mode, but it's still 6502. Okay, so this guy or that guy is going down there somewhere. But means learns to 6502. Yeah, for the NES or the Commodore or the Apple IIe maybe. Oh no, the IIe is 16-bit, isn't it? The Apple something or other is 6502, right? I don't know. I'm not all that well informed on the older Apple stuff, to be fair. Okay, so that. All of this is for the top byte. So we need to copy that for the lower byte as well. Really? Oh, because I did that. Bottom mask. Bottom mask. Like that. I think. We're gonna try this in a second. It's gonna be completely wrong, I'm sure. It might not even assemble. Just to learn some assembly. Okay. Yeah, 6502 is much simpler than the x86. Yeah. This is really all I decided to go for an early 90. The ironic thing is that beware of the Greeks sparing gifts, and not beware of Trojans. They're complete snakeheads. Yeah. So in terms of like simplicity, this right here is the entire instruction set for the 6502. Yeah, a lot of these are the same operation, just on like operating on different pieces of data and opposites of each other. Like all these branch instructions, BVS, BVC, BPL, BNE, BMI, bit, or not that one, not the bit. The BQ, BCS, those guys branch whether or not a bit is set, and each of them just look at a different bit. So I mean, like it's fewer real operations than what's listed here. Yeah, and like these two are essentially the same. They're slightly different, but they're just about the same. I don't know the actual difference between the wiring of these, but I'm pretty sure like you can't interchange these at all. But Red Dwarf, forget which season and episode. Never seen Red Dwarf. But I mean, heck, even like the subtract and the add are almost the same. Almost. The lack of complex floating point means all the operations are real operations, right? Oh, that's the wind. The wind's getting loud. That's a good sign. I hope my car doesn't like blow into the river. I need that to go to work tomorrow. Okay, so I don't. Let's see if this assembles. Just screw it. Let's just see what happens. It doesn't assemble. Add comms undefined. 241. Why am I? Oh, I don't care about that. Like at all. I don't need to actually. Hang on, I'm not commenting that. I'm just gonna get rid of it. Like that. Oh, I need to load up A. I need to put something in A to store places. Otherwise, it's gonna store 1. I don't want that. The lack of any floating point means that all operations are integral operations. Well, I mean, Doom did do. Was it? No, it was Quake did some weird things with floating point. Yeah, Quake did some really weird things. Well, there's the that fast inverse square root thing in Quake that no one really actually knows like who came up with it first. Yeah, some black magic with floating point and how it's stored in memory and some bit shifts and like an and with a random number. Yeah, it was probably someone within a chip manufacturer. I think Intel maybe, or it was either that or one of the video card manufacturers. Yeah, but no one actually knows who originally wrote that code and figured it out. Heck, man. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so let's try. That's the wrong window. Let's try assembling that again. Oh. 1091. That's a lot of lines. Oh. Tile. No loop. And then that's just gonna be tile no loop. Like that. Okay. I had too much crap in there, so it wouldn't is too far. It assembled. Yay. Let's see how badly it breaks, shall we? Yes, let's. Yes, let's. Reload. Escape. All right, this screen's gonna be broken anyway. That's whatever. My start button doesn't work. Why doesn't my start button work? My A button doesn't work either. Like it's actually. Huh. Okay. Did I unplug it? No. This was working before. What happened? Joy 2. I unplugged the wireless fight stick thing. So now, instead of being the second controller, this is the first controller. Fixed it. I soft locked. Soft locked. Because the tile isn't there to collide with for sprite 0. Because you can see the sprite 0 tile right there. Whoops. Yes. Yes, I did write a VF interpreter. Okay, so let's see what actually happened here. It's in here somewhere, I think. Tile buffer, tile buffer, tile buffer, tile buffer. Attribute buffer! Alright. These are the attribute buffers. Cool. Address. 27DA. This sounds about right. There's other stuff. Okay, so these are the only 4 bytes we're concerned with right now. And we are going to reset. And, go to the game minute. That one. Oh, there's already a breakpoint there. Look at that. We just need to enable it. All right. Start. Bam. Okay. So here is the init stuff. So I do want to show tile and attribute updates. Refresh speed is going to be high. So it'll only stay lit for a single frame. All right. 1 frame. Okay. I broke things. Because I took too long writing things. Look at that. Oh. What is this? Okay, so we're gonna reset that. Start. Okay. No, let's swap these. So this guy's gonna go on top, and this guy's gonna go on the bottom. Like that. Okay. It draws 2 columns way out in the middle of nowhere. Way out in the middle of nowhere. What? I didn't change that. And it overran. I didn't change any of that stuff. It's in the NMI. It's in the buffer column. Oh, I did. Another joke language, JavaScript. So this stuff that happens in buffer column normally does not happen during the NMI. However, during the initialization, it happens during the NMI. So that breaks absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. So let's what attribute stuff. So this attribute stuff takes too long. Just barely. It takes only like 5 or so scan lines too long, I think, right? Yeah, it's 3 scan lines too long. 2 scan lines too long. Oh no, it's 3 because it's 0 indexed. Duh. Well, 4 to be safe because of -1 as well. Scan the -1 there. So I suppose what I can do is at the top here. Oops. At the top here. Oh, this stuff needs to go away. So this is needed. The attribute rows. That's the default stuff. Wait. That's the second name table. I don't need to do that. If this works, I'll be very surprised. I have a breakpoint there, right? So let's get this other stuff up. That and that. Oh, still. That saved like a scan. How did that only save a scan line? How? I should have saved more than that. Okay. Let's see what happens here. Not full on it. Buffer stuff. Columns to buffer. I might have to change this loop. I might have to remove this loop entirely. And instead, just write those 2 extra columns as blanks and say, hey, you still have to buffer 2 columns. So then it'll happen during the frame and then NMI. That won't actually work though, because of how I have the buffer columns work. That only triggers once every 8 frames. I don't have it trigger every single frame because I was hitting issues with that before. All right, well, let's see what happens here. Yeah, so generate takes a while. Buffer takes far too long. It's even starting at the wrong spot. Hold up, that's supposed to be way over here. Oh, this is like a compound issue. All right. So it's currently starting at 258A. Well, it should be writing over here 2580. Like, what? 258A. Okay. All right. So for some reason, it's not getting the correct byte here. It should be getting the address. It should be getting 2580. Sorry, I was doing something. I'm doing something wrong then when I'm mucking around with the this right here. Or not that. Yeah, that. Look already. Or it with 40. Last buffer. Okay. Is that used anymore? Meta temp? I don't know. Transfer A to X. I could probably just follow that. Carry is clear, so it's even. We reload the buffer. Compare it to 10. Second, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What? Hang on. Where am I? I'm not in here. Background. Game. Let's reset that. Okay. Deckman columns to buffer. Fine. Load up column ready. Store column ready. Alright, that might be screwing with things too. I'm gonna offset and buffer. Transfer A to X. X is 40. Even. Compare that to 16. Which is 10. Carry is set. That's the second name table. Should be the first column on the second name table. Second name table. Low 25, stored in the high. That was correct. Load up 27, stored in the attribute high. Correct. Reload the meta last buffer. Subtract 16 from it. 0. I got it backwards. I got it backwards. I have TYA twice instead of TAY. Okay. Oops. No, I don't need that. What line is that again? I have no idea. Okay. Okay. So let's try that again. I'm building a C interpreter. C interpreter? Alright, well. Let's disable that and just see if it works. Let's see how badly this breaks, shall we? Oh. Oh. That's okay. Well, it's writing some attribute stuff that's gonna be wrong because reasons. Oh, this is gonna be wrong because I'm not. Am I writing it? I don't even know if I'm writing anything there. I might be. I don't know. We're gonna drop a breakpoint there so we can see if F8. Ah, okay. So, yep, we're still a scan line in. 2 scan lines. Yeah. So this stuff right here should not be happening on this frame. Everything from that line up should not be happening on this frame. It should have happened on the previous frame. So I'm taking too long. I did not anticipate this. I just did not anticipate this. I mean, I suppose I could write 18 columns total during the transition. Maybe. I'd have to wait a few frames though, I think. Where's the other screen? This one. F8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or maybe not. Okay, so I can't write those tiles yet. I would have to wait until then. Right there. This frame right here to write those 2 extra columns. Well, 4 tile columns, but you get the idea. Welcome home. I'm doing all right. How you doing? Sort of a weird thing they want to try and... Yeah, there's the interpreter. Why? That doesn't... What'd you write it in? See? Watch someone do it in PHP just to spite everybody. I can't get comfortable tonight for some reason. I'm doing in QBasic out of spite. So, for all I know, this buffer routine might work, but it's not happening fast enough. It's just not happening quick enough. So it might work, but I don't know yet. I don't know because I can't get to it in time. It doesn't happen fast enough. Yeah. So, okay. Okay, so during this transition here, I'm going to write those 2 tiles, to those 2 meta columns. Yeah. That way, I won't be buffering any columns during... Actually, let's just try this. Hang on. Let's just try commenting out that little loop at the beginning. Well, I need to get rid of these guys. Those don't matter anymore. This right here, we're just gonna remove it. Let's see what happens. So it will start drawing on screen. You will start to see that on screen, I think. But it should all still scroll and stuff. In theory. I don't need the... Okay. So now is where things will start to go a little wonky. Like that. Like that. Oh. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, the good news is doing the sequel as oh god. The good news is that the routine to draw it to the PPU is fast enough. So it's just been and he's just me to punch after the push was No, we're not doing anything in SQLite or SQLite, however you pronounce that. No, instead we're breaking colors and stuff. Just gonna undo that one real quick. Where'd my other one to go? Yeah, well, it isn't completely broken. It's not right, but it's not completely broken. Rhyming with spite, of course. Oh, you know what I need to try? I need to try, retry. Okay, so it is still, oops, oh, well, I need to pay attention. So retrying does, start off screen still, which is good. So it's drawing off screen right now. That means that removing the code from the game init and moving that to the transition won't break things. My spunk is better than me. I need to redraw mine because it's admittedly pretty terribly traced, but I will redraw it. And I'm probably gonna move that one to tier 1 because I have an extra emote slot now. Just by the way, I don't know what I'm gonna put in my spare, which will be my tier 2. And I might even, I think I'm even getting another emote slot eventually. Oh, I just clicked off the page and reset everything. Beautiful. All right, well, my dashboard reset. Whatever. Emotes. Yeah, so I've got one now, and I think I can get another one another month or so. Next slot is just time. Next slot is just time, and then after that, it's I don't know. I forget. A few more subpoints. Metonic parsers and common lisp. What? Okay, so I know what I need to do now. I need to start by moving, or by drawing those two columns, moving this essentially to the transition. That's what I need to start. All right. Skyline draw. It's gonna happen after the skyline draw. G-trans. Can I just use that on my end? Yes. So this is gonna be waiting. Draw done. Oh, draw done is just the draw done is only the what's it? The scrolling. So I don't want that one. That one's gonna be the very end. So this is going to be dot word frame wait to buffer. Wait for column draw. Like that. I'm gonna put that somewhere. Where's the other frame ones? Animi, frame. Here we go. Whoop. So we're gonna load up title scroll. What's this? Oh, I didn't want to do that one. Move over here first. A library for parsing text. Well, at least it's not a Perl library to parse HTML. That is just another 4 tier 3 subs. But since I must maintain dominance, I can counter. You know. Distracted me again, darn it. Alright, we can load up that, and... No, we're just... I need a counter. Is there is there a counter here somewhere that I can use that I'm not really using? Not gonna be... column ready? I could use that. We're starting. There you go. Yeah, I don't want to reuse that though. Scroll, player scroll stuff. Is it just a counter that I have? Like a temp X and Y. I can use those, can't I? I don't think I'm using those for anything here. Right, okay. Temp X. T-trans draw done. Okay. So if I do 4 tier 3, I can save 993. And doing 11 tier 2s. So my tier 3 is more efficient for you. I mean, but the other way around is I get more money if you do tier 2s, right? Is that how it works? Something like that, yeah. Alright, this is wait for column draw, and then this is going to be... I don't need to do the thing there. Why do 4 tier 3s when you can do 8 for double the price? Exactly. 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 Why do it for cheap when you can just give me more money? Right. What was the movie where they made the giant space ball to do a constellation? I don't know. I don't know. Actually, I don't want to do the working on my. I want to do just stuff. Oh. Just how about column buffer like that? Oh, it's gonna be on the wrong name table, isn't it? That doesn't matter, actually. I can just change that, because it's whatever. Fine. It doesn't matter. Column buffer. All right. No, Spaceballs wasn't a constellation thing. Spaceballs is just a parody of Star Wars. Okay. So here, actually, I want to load up 0 and no, not 0, 2. Store that into Tempex. Let's just reuse Tempex. So I want to load up. $16? Let's just go 16. Tempex. Spaceballs is just Spaceballs, right? So we're gonna decrement temp here. Branch not equal like that. Decrement frame sub next. Was it that one? It is, but okay. So this is going to be generate column. How do I just... Wait. It's all lowercase. Why is it all lowercase? I really need to, like... Yeah. Generate, and then I also need to buffer it. Like that. Didn't mean to paste that, at least it wasn't like that, right? Yeah. Even if it was, I could delete just that one line. Okay, so this is a buffer. I buffer it, and then on the other end of that, during the NMI of this frame, waiting.word, ttrans NMI, draw buffer. The real question is, will you delete this line? Your move. No, because I'm lazy. Right. Skyline entity. Wait a minute. Do I have these 1, 2, 3, 4 row status bar and thing? And they do skyline check, skyline draw. Waiting column buffer. Oh shoot. Wait for column draw. Someone get this man Burger of the Year award. But don't give it to him because he's accepted. Well, I mean, if you're giving me an award for it, I'll accept it. Because it's shiny. Alright, so wait and then draw. Or buffer. Waiting. And then this is buffer. Okay. So now I'm going to come down this way somewhere. Ttrans NMI draw buffer. First question, is it shiny? Will there be free food? Does it come with a gift card? First rule in government spending, why build one when you can have two with the twice the price? See, you getting it. Okay, so this one is going to be screwing with things. Okay, so we're looking for, I know you can't really see this one very well. Draw column, draw column, draw column, draw column, draw column. Column writing. Wait a minute. No, I need that. There it is. Okay. I need to screw with the tile column high address. So we're gonna load up 28, I think it is. 29. store that into tile, column, header, high. We're leaving the low address because that's going to be the same. Then we're going to JSR to draw column. Okay, so this, we'll put it on the third name table, the one below the first one. Because we don't want it writing on the second name table, because that will write it on the first name table, because it's mirrored that way. Yeah. So instead, we want to write to the third name table, so when it switches, it'll be on the second name table, if that makes any sense. Okay. Do that. I need that guy. Start over there. Okay. I don't have the other one open. I need this open. Okay. Oh, I also want T-Trans was the waiting one. Frame load, no. Draw dot, no. This guy. And the other half of that. I'm gonna gonna check. Draw buffer, here we go. This guy. Oh. Generate buffer. Conceivably, I could do that all in the same frame, but I'm not. And then it scrolls, and wait frame. Draw buffer. Load up 29, put it there, draw it. It put it in the... it buffered the wrong columns. But it's drawing in the right spot. Probably because I didn't reset. I didn't set some variables up. So it's reading from over here for whatever reason, and right. Oh dear. Oh boy. So I need to fix that. So I need to set some variables. So I set a few variables at the top here. These guys right here. So we're gonna yank these, and we're going to this guy here. We're gonna. No, we need to go at the top. Right there. I'm not sure why I'm loading 16 a bunch. I'm just using it like what? Okay. What is this? What is this, JoJo? He was so happy. Maybe I'll make that a tier 3 emote or whatever. Yeah, it was already. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Yeah, the what's it? The chat client I use doesn't actually show me the title to it, so I have to look over in my dashboard to actually see the title to it. So, okay, so this sets up the stuff for the stuff over here, which we can actually just comment out now, because this stuff doesn't do it. We just okay. I'm gonna try that again. That's okay. If I can stop fat fingering things, I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna do that, and then. Is this correct? Nope. Well, I don't actually want to wait. I just hit it down, and then what about this one? Go to location. That one's wrong too. So we can do that, and bam, there. Okay. Start. I don't need that one anymore. Okay. I'm gonna move this over here actually because I don't need that on screen really. Is it correct? Nope, it's not. It's not generating the right one. It's not starting at the right spot. It should be starting one column before that. It's drawing the correct column, but it's not generating the correct column. Okay. One more time. Come on, there it goes. This location, please be in the right spot. It's not in the right spot anymore. Delete. And over there. And then, oh no, and then this one, go to location, you delete that, and we want it there. Okay. Okay. Okay, it wrote to the right one, and it drew it. Why is it doing another one, though? Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Oh, no! It's just gonna keep... I forgot an end condition. Or rather, I broke the end condition. Frames no. Where is it? Draw done. No, can't. It's frame set. Do I not? Okay. We start animate. Well, I mean, FFZ and BTTV have animated ones, but I mean, get a kitty call script, so we'll get a cat call 60. Yeah, I need to fix the end condition. I need to know why it's. I have an end condition. I set it here. I decrement it here. And branch not equal. For some reason, that's not triggering. So we need to figure out why it's not triggering. So we come back over here, and we are going to. Wait a minute. Draw buffer isn't the one I want. Go to location. Pop that on there. Don't need the seed, gen buffer, whatever, fine. No. TempX is used over there. Cat 6E. It's cat cable. The networking cat cable. That's it. It's cat 6E. We're gonna use Z instead. Okay, so we're gonna try this again, and hopefully my end condition isn't clobbered this time. I hope it's not. It probably is. We'll see. I need temp Z. Ah, look at that. Uh-oh. Whoop. Nope. Good, it still went to that one. Right, because that happens in the NMI. Right. The frame sub thing. That happens in the NMI, at the NMI, that's fine. K9 called on it. I'm missing that one. I'm missing that one. It's probably something dumb I want to kick myself for. Right. Oh, God. You know... See, that one's an accent one. That one's an accent one, alright? Don't blame me that one. Just you rabbits. It broke! Why did it break, though? I mean, relatively, but I don't know. Doggone it is not really something I use. I've heard of it, sure, but it's not something I use. Wouldn't that break? Will not. It broke! Yeah. So for some reason, it's not buffering columns like it should be. Or drawing them like it should be, for that matter. Draw a column. Let's have a big point there. Something like that, probably. I don't know. I actually don't need that guy, or that guy, or that guy in there anymore. I do want this guy. Well, not that one there. Okay, draw column. Where are you drawing? High and low. What is shoot? High and low. Okay, so we're gonna not alt. We're just gonna control click. $21.80. Why is it going to $21.80? What? Know why. I know why. Because I'm only expecting one of two values in tile column high address. One of two values. So if it were to continue to the second name table, it would eventually fix itself. Or be opposite or something stupid. 10 miles west gets southern accents. Not Florida or southern, but deep south. North of Florida southern. Yeah, Florida, the most southern state, is not in the south. The Midwest and the southeast quadrant of the country. Alright, so for this, I think I need to reset the high address. Yeah, so I need to reset the high. I'll just reset the high address every time I draw. Because it's only like twice, whatever. Where is it? Why did I write it this way? I thought it was a good idea to write it this way, but I was wrong. There it goes. Okay. Not 29, 24. Right? No. 25. I think. 23? $23? That's the attribute byte. It is 25. Okay. So after I draw the column, I'm resetting that to 25. So when the game does start, it's the correct value. That's the wrong... Hang on. Okay. What idiot wrote this confusing oh, wait. Yeah, I don't need to do a get blame, because I mean, like... It's all me. Oh, you can't see the names there. But yeah, all the commits are me, so, like, anything in here is gonna be me. Yeah. But there have been a few occasions at work where I've been, what idiot wrote this? Oh, it was me. That was me. That was me. That was me. Yeah. More than one occasion. More than one occasion. $21.80. Is that correct? I don't think so. I don't think that is correct. That should not be $21.80. That should be $25.80. Because this is going to draw over here somewhere. Isn't it? Yeah. It's going to draw on the first name table when it shouldn't be drawing on the first named. Why is it drawing on the first name table? What means 2180? Oh, so that's an address for drawing. So specifically, that's the start address of the column that it's going to be drawing vertically. So here, I'll make this a little bit bigger. Whop, and do that. So these columns here, these 8 tile high columns, I am drawing vertically, starting at the top, obviously. So the columns I just drew, they're the ones I'm like hacking in there. Start at, as you can see, the tile $2580. So that's the start address for this, and it increments by 32. So 2580, A0, then C0, then E0, then 2600, then 2620, yada yada yada. So I'm expecting this address, 2584, the first time I come around to this during the game itself. Instead, I'm getting this address over here, which is 2180. That's the very first column, instead of the 19th column. So, yeah. I'm not sure why, but the address is just wrong. It's just wrong. Actually, is it not, like, generating that column? Or what's happening with the generate on the column? Buffer, no. Generate column. Because it should be getting... Oh, wait. Well, hang on. I store the last gen and the last buffer. Multi-column infinite. All right, so let's drop a breakpoint out on the generate as well, and let's generate column. What the dunce I was thinking at the time. Yeah, so I need to get better at my commit messages so I can do that. Oh, you do? So you figured out the bitstream. That's amazing. So we can actually figure out what that I don't even know if that's data or actual program stuff. Like is it tile data or logic? I have no idea. Because it's possible that is just tile data and the logic is all in the study box. That's possible. Who knows? Right, so I did that, so I want to come over here and then do that and that. Just a bit stream. Got it. So you don't have the bytes yet, just the bits. So you don't know where the bytes start, essentially. What is this crap? Jojo, what? What are you leaving here? I haven't. I'll watch that later, whatever that is. All right, start. Okay, generate column. Is that the only? The generate and draw. So the draw isn't the one screwing up right now, because the draw is just taking whatever it is. The best helmet in Monster Hunter World. I don't actually need. Oh, it's not open, so okay, whatever. All right. Okay, so this is right here is the one I'm concerned with. Not yet, though. Because right now it's going to do 2581. Okay. And then it's going to do 2583. Which is this guy here. Or here. Oh, because he uses that to figure out the next actual tile column. That's fine. Okay. So now, for some reason... Oh, wait. Is it... Meta column stuff, okay. Where is the tile column actually written? Meta column from offset. Whatever, fine. Can I get a add on a specific shoot? What is this? This is tier 3 F4. A right of that byte. Bam. Right there. Okay. Wait. Meta last buffer. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why is that 0? That should not be 0. That was cleared out. It's set here. Why was that cleared? It's cleared right here. Okay. All right. So let's try that without clearing that. I will need to clear it somewhere else, though. I do need to clear that in the full init. Like that. Let's just see if it works. Switch my docking station cord with a 12-4 HDMI cord. My computer gives me this setup. Oh dear. Alright. It would drive me insane not having those aligned, but alright. Alright, start game. Oh, that broke differently. That broke. Because it's drawing... What is that is drawing? It's drawing something weird down there. Like, these tiles right here are not supposed to be there. Those are supposed to be these tiles down here. It drew the wrong... It drew the incorrect meta column. What's worse is monitor 2 is actually on the upper left of one of them. so we're gonna drop that breakpoint there again. All right. Over here. Oh, I also want to edit and unread as well. All right. Storing something else there. It's fine. 2980. 2981. Put 25 there. Good. Now that I have proper resolution card, it's so clear. I can read manga on it, yes. That's the spirit. Alright, 29, and then you're gonna draw it. Increment low, load up the high. Oh, that's the second half of that. Okay, so those are fine. Store that entire column high. It's not even though. Why is it on the uneven? Metal last buffer is 0F. Why is it off by 1? Why is it off by 1? It's off by 1. Why? What? So this is weird. This is a little weird, I think. So depending on where in the code it is, like file, not like execution order, kind of. These sometimes need to be the same or different. Last gen and last buffer. So if they are different here, that's good. Everything works fine. If they're different during the game itself, everything breaks. What? What? I don't get it. It buffers when it doesn't draw it. Right? On this, on the title trans, it buffers an extra one, I think. Yeah, I think it draws. It buffers one extra one, and when it shouldn't. I think. I think. Hang on. Just not done. Maybe. Oh no, let's give that a 1. I need to reassemble, or that's not gonna do it. Squat. Oops. This one. I'm making it worse. I'm just making it worse. Alright, so we're just gonna do that like that once. Fine, whatever. See what happens. Make. Redo that. Whatever. Start. It does draw another one. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. Location. Let's turn that on. I can't go to location. Darn it. Oh, because that's... Yeah, whatever. Don't care about that one. And I want right... Buffer. Not credits, right buffer. Right... No. What is it? What do I call it? Call it. Call it. So I think I can get 4 displays running on my primary system. One is the built-in display, one over HDMI, one over DisplayPort, one over VGA. That's some of the ports conflict. That's possible. It's very possible that some of the ports conflict. I think I've had it. I had systems where it would refuse to use all of them. Let's just column buffer, frame column buffer. Or no, I'm looking for the draw end of it. Draw buffer, that one. Okay. Okay. So generate. What? Breakpoint? No, I want F10. Buffer column. Okay, so column is buffered. Last buffer, 11. Hex 11, which is 17. This is guy right here. Okay, good. Decrement Z. I broke it. So that's going to just draw 1 then. Draw a column. It draws it in the correct spot. Whatever. And this is going to move the frame subpointer. Yeah, F8 a bunch. Where is Game Minute? We're gonna break on Game Minute as well. And it just scrolls down. Okay. Swap. Last buffer 0F. Okay. Wait a minute. Meta column offset should not be 0. That's where it's breaking things. Because that will reset. The conflict of my streaming system is the card has 2 CRTCs. So some sort of mirrored configuration. But my primary has 4 CRTCs. Oh, okay, nice. So this is what's breaking things right here, I think. F8, 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 F8. F8 is the next frame thing. Middle last buffer's 10. Last buffer changed somehow. Because that was 11 before, but it changed to 10. I don't know why. Am I resetting that up here? No, I'm not. I'm not. Let's move this guy over too, just for kicks. I have no idea why it's doing that. No idea. I'll come back to that in a minute. Nope, not that one. I'm gonna fix the title screen real quick. This will take me a second here. But yeah, that the source file where I've got the transition stuff going, I should have organized that just the source a little bit differently. I should have had the related functions next to each other instead of not. All right. I'm not even using that guy anymore. Whoop! Oh dear, I don't want to do that. Like that. There it goes, that's better. I'm not even using like half of these things. Why are they even in here? Like, I'm not using the hash or $sign or %, or even this 0 for that matter. I'm not using that 0. That was originally intended for the score screen. I might still put it on there, but that's for deleting zeros for scores. Yeah, so I might still use that, but we'll see. Oh. So that didn't work. Because 20 is space, and space is blank. I need to make that something different. So where is that? Like right there? 23BF. I'm just gonna open up another window here for this. I'm just getting distracted for a minute here. Oh, she's gonna. Tile for. Oh. No, we're loading up 0F. Probably. I don't know. It's going to be a different color on screen, but it should at least, Oh. That works. Okay. Well, is that because, I'm just covering it up nicely? Oh. I mean, that works. I am covering it up nicely though. That's what's happening. You can't really see it because the sprite's over it. This is still broken, isn't it? No. Probably. Yeah, still broken. Alright, well, at the very least, I think I'm gonna add all that one. That one's broken. That one's broken a lot. Oh boy. I'm gonna do that in a GUI so I can click around. Not that one. Not status. Diff background. Attribute stuff. All right. And now I want a few lines from this file here. So I'm just going to add them this way. Like that. Not these guys, right? Yeah, because that breaks things. All right. Make black the background color. Switch around the colors a bunch so black is the background color. Also remove the non-background color from the text sprites. There we go. Right, and everything else is still just broken. Goodness. Nothing about all right. Yeah, it's still broken. I don't know why that's there anymore. I might fix this one off stream. Yeah. Anyway, I've been going for about an hour and a half, so 3.5 hours, excuse me. So I'm gonna call it a little early tonight. I think I'm getting a little worn out with thinking about this one. Hopefully by Thursday I'll have this ironed out a bit more. I might, like I said, I might work on this a little bit off stream to at least get the tile thing working. The columns, not necessarily the attribute stuff, but the columns. Yeah. So yeah, I'll be back on Thursday, I guess. Doing the same sort of thing. Don't go quite yet though. Let's see if there's anybody stream soon. So I still do need to do the the audio engine, the sound engine. Yeah, so I need to read through the tutorials on that and probably whip up some proof of concept stuff off stream just to see if I understand the tutorials essentially. And then yeah, I guess we're gonna see if how much of a fool I can make out of myself. I do have a sound engine. I found the sound engine, by the way. I found the initialization code. I'm like, you know what? So this is all sound engine stuff. I'm gonna skip over it. So I found it and then promptly skipped over it in the study box. You know, so I read the initialization code and then there's a bunch of other jump statements that I just ignored. And I'm like, you know what? I know what those roughly are. If it wants to load here. Get rid of that. Oh dear. Oh, it's gonna freeze for a second. It's gonna freeze for a second. Give it a... I'll just close it. I'll just close it. It doesn't want to go away. There it goes. There it went. It went. Messing and then... There it is. This guy. Can you give me the... Why is that spamming? I think I broke it. Does anything to do with the tape drive? No, skip it. Yeah, so especially seeing that my emulator is not cooperating right now. Yeah, let's go see if there's anybody that goes there. Let's see. There's not really anybody doing much programming stuff. What was this guy? I don't remember if I've rated him before. I mean, I probably have. I don't know. He's doing some Unity stuff. I'm pretty sure he's been in here before. But let's go say hi to him. Oh, yeah, so he's... Okay, yeah, okay. So he's making a game in Unity. The 4-screen club. just rage quit Beat Saber. Oh, no. Oh, so over the weekend, I went out to Micro Center in Boston, and they had a setup for... the VR stuff. So they had a not an Oculus but a Vive, so I was able to try one on. The good news is that it works with my glasses, which means that I have the green light to drop $1,000 on a VR headset. It's not gonna happen for a while, but the green light's there. VDC, VCE, I'm not sure what those mean. Anyway, let me just make sure he has a mic, actually. Hang on. Yes, he does. Okay. But yeah, come with me to say hi to this guy. It's been a while since I've been over to his stream, but okay, PC and graphics chips. Yeah, I'll continue on Discord. Why not? But yeah, so I'll be back. This is still freaking frozen. I'll be back on Thursday doing stuff. So, yeah, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you then.